household. And what a lonely, bleak life that would be without someone like Sue Ellen to share it with. Be grateful, she chided herself. You have a roof over your head and hot dinners every day. The family never mistreated her nor Sue Ellen, who had largely been left to themselves. Sometimes they were grateful for the lack of attention, but they often felt ignored. Having Sue Ellen as a friend had softened the edges of what would have been lonely days and nights. Katy couldn't find fault with the Wilsons, who had opened their doors. The family didn't have to take the women in. Heaven only knew that they already had enough strain on their lives with their own seeming multitude of children and accompanying duties. The house came into view, but it appeared blurry in Katy's vision. She blinked away the tears burning her eyes. Her free hand swiped wetness from one cheek and then the other. She slowed her pace and tilted her face skyward to help the tears dry up. This was not a time to be showing sadness or weakness. Sue Ellen needed her to be strong and hopeful. Happy. I will not go inside with any trace of grief, or she'll know the truth, Katy thought, blinking furiously to dry her traitorous eyes. When Sue Ellen first fell ill, the doctor told Katy in measured tones that he'd considered it a miracle if Sue Ellen lasted a week. That was 2 weeks ago. Katy knew that her friend's time on Earth could likely be counted in hours. She prayed between the ointment and the new bottle of laudanum Dr. Crockett had delivered that morning. Sue Ellen would be comfortable during her passing. Eyes dry, Katy stepped from the corner, crossed the street, and headed for the drive at the side of the house, intending to go in through the back as usual. But when she reached the gravel, the front door squeaked open. Odd. Only occasional guests used the front entrance. Katy turned to peer at the departing visitor. Dirt and rocks crunched beneath her feet. The last person through there had probably been the minister last winter when the family hosted him and his wife for dinner. Neighbors knocked on the back door, whether dropping off extra fruit from their trees or simply paying a visit. Even peddlers knew to go around back. Now, a man with graying hair stepped onto the porch and pulled the handle until the latch clicked. Did no one see him to the door? Who is that man? He set his hat in place, and as he moved toward the steps, Katy came to herself. Unwilling to be caught watching him, she picked up her skirts again and hurried along the drive.
Miss?
She stopped in her tracks and held her breath. Drat the noisy gravel, and drat the visitor's curiosity. Couldn't he tell by her haste that she had urgent business? She heard his heavy footsteps. As he drew nearer, she could feel her cheeks burning hotter, as if she were a child caught in misbehavior. She slowly turned around, unsure what to expect. His trousers were clean and pressed, his shirt starched, his dark red cravat tied impeccably. His starched and pressed clothing juxtaposed against the leathery brown skin of his face. He'd clearly dressed up for this visit.
Excuse me,
he said.
but are you Catherine Diddle?
I am, she said cautiously. May I ask who you are? An edge of the jar bit painfully into her palm. She willed her fingers to relax. Her jaw tensed instead, as if her unease needed someplace to settle. The man removed his hat.
Heinz Balmer,
he said with a small bow.
I recently moved to town with my daughter and her family.
His speech, while clear, had the softened vowels and distinct consonants she'd grown up hearing from many older Midway residents. She tended to forget that they were Swiss immigrants.